I'm in this phase where I'm trying to cut down, right? I'm trying to lose a little weight. And to be honest with you, I don't care what the weight says on the scale. I'm trying to go through a series of recomposition for my body here and have my clothes fit me a little better, look a little better, if you will. And what I've learned is a big part of that is going to be your diet. And a massive part of your diet is going to be your groceries, the things that you're using to fuel yourself. So I thought I'd do a little grocery haul today and talk about some of the staples that I keep around the house as I'm trying to gain a little muscle while lose a little fat because I'm in that magical phase of beginning in my training again to where I can get away with doing both tasks for a very limited period of time. And I aim to take advantage of that. All right, guys, let me get into some of these staples here. Number one, I love dairy. I know not everybody can have dairy, and I'm going to show you that even in our home, with me, the person who loves dairy, we still keep some substitutes here, and I'll show you one of those. But to begin with, Fairlife. This stuff has been awesome since I've learned about it. So Fairlife, 120 calories, gives you like 30 less calories than your regular standard milk. And you're going to get from that 120 calories 13 grams of protein, which is 5 grams above the regular stuff you get. Fairlife, this has been a game changer for me. It's been helping me kind of like keep my calories down a little bit when I have things like coffee and things like that. But more than anything, guys, like it's just the wonders of YouTube. I learned this from YouTube myself. All right, moving on. I'm gonna consider this inside of the like dairy aspect of things, even though I know it's not true. I guess you could make arguments around both sides of it, but egg whites, guys, egg whites. Because for 25 calories, you get 3 tablespoons, right? Which equate to an egg, the white of an egg, I guess, and 5 grams of protein. I take 3 servings of these every morning, so I get 15 grams of protein with this, 75 calories for 15 grams of protein. That's a heck of a trade. And then I'll take 2 eggs on top of that, guys, and boom, there you go. That's a pretty good portion of my breakfast right there. These 2 eggs, 3 servings of this, boom. I throw a little cheese in there. I do a serving of my cheese, right? And then I'll show you later on some of the other things I top into my eggs to kind of make it a complete meal. But keeping along the ideas of dairy, Chobani. I know that you can be brandless, guys. You don't have to go with Chobani. I just particularly, I in particular, I love Chobani. Chobani, non-fat, plain Greek yogurt. Guys, you can make sauces with this. You can make all kinds of different things, guys. You can put this on rice cakes. You can throw this in some overnight oats. I mean, there's just so many different things you can do with Chobani, like with yogurt in general, not just Chobani. I just refer to all yogurt as Chobani at this point, guys. But 90 calories for a serving, which is 3/4 cups. And in that, you're going to get 16 grams of protein. So 16 grams of protein for 90 calories is a dang good exchange, guys. All right, last but not least in the dairy section here is some almond milk. My wife is lactose intolerant, so while she can have Fairlife because it doesn't contain lactose, we still use things like almond milk. She still prefers it in her coffee, but I prefer this actually in any kind of shake that I would make. Almond milk, because it's only 30 calories for like a serving, which is a cup. That's pretty good. I mean, while it's very low on protein, you're only going to get a gram of protein. This is more of an exchange about calories than it is about, your protein, but it is kind of a nice thing to have around, to be quite honest. All right, moving on. Talk a little bit about lean meats and kind of like dinner ideas. I will tell you that one thing we do not have present for this video is we don't have any like stew meats, and we do keep a lot of stew meats. Normally they're made from like, sirloin or something like that. But today what we do have here, guys, is some all natural, extra lean ground beef. I try to shoot for 93.7 or better in terms of the leanness. I'll be honest, I'm a human being. I'm as human as you. We face challenges like, the winter storm that rolled through for the last couple of weeks here and dropped snow all over the Carolinas and stuff like that and ice. I mean, look, the pickings are pretty slim when it comes to lean meats, to be quite honest with you. So you kind of have to take what you can get. And there are times in my grocery store, like if I go to Costco and we buy from Costco, that's 88.12. All right. It's not the leanest thing in the world, but it's leaner than what most, meats you'll find in the stores are. There are times we can't find but 85.15. You got to do what you got to do sometimes, right? I mean, it is what it is. I try to get as lean as I can with the meats just so I can control the calories a little bit. But, it doesn't always work out the way I want it to. Chicken breast. I will tell you right now, guys, yes, we do use chicken breast, but we also use the leg and thigh. We use quarters. We use drumsticks. we're not, we're not too crazy about it. Like we just use what we can find in terms of it. I mean, yes, the leaner, the better in terms of the calories, in terms of protein to calorie ratio. With that said, guys, I don't mind if I'm getting a little bit of more fats than what I normally will get on a week to week basis because I'm having like, legs or I'm having, quarters or the thigh or something. You guys get what I'm saying, guys. Like, I don't care about that stuff, man. Like, it's fine. Like, it sure as heck beats going to KFC. Pork chops. These are pork chops. These ones in particular, I think, are actually from Food Line that I have right here. But we do normally get these from Costco just because, like, you get, really thick chops from Costco, man. They absolutely cook up great in like a Ninja. I have the Ninja version. It doesn't matter what version you have, but I have a Ninja version of an air fryer, and they just do a great job with pork chops. You can grill them up; they come out really well. But the Food Line ones work in a pinch, and like I said, Storm guys, you get what you can get sometimes. But lean meats are a big part of fueling my exercises. Being able to not even really fuel my exercises, I think that's more so going to come to like the rice and the, things like the fruit and like things like, potatoes and stuff like that. But what they will do, to be quite honest, is help me repair after getting out of those gym sessions, right? Rebuilding that muscle. All right, next, veggies and fruit. I've been on this here green bean kick for a while. So we will normally get these green beans. This is from Great Value. Sometimes we get them from Food Line. Sometimes we get them from Harris Teeter. Sometimes we get them from Lowe's Food. It doesn't matter. Insert the grocery store that's in your area, guys, and go with the store brand. And that's normally how we approach it. Pepper and onion blend. So where I primarily use the green beans with my dinners to go with like, a starch, so potatoes or rice, and then a lean meat. I will use peppers and onion blends sometimes for dinner, but mostly these go with my eggs, guys, in the morning. Great Values version of this is one of my favorites, to be quite honest about it. I'm not a huge Walmart fanboy or nothing like that, but yeah, sometimes they get some stuff right. And then this one is the biggest staple in my house, which is the mixed vegetables, because this goes every morning with my breakfast, along with the the pepper and onion medley. But this can also go with my dinners, guys, if I'm going to use a ground meat. So ground turkey, ground beef, ground chicken, right? These go along pretty well with even like mashed potatoes. You can mix these in rice, like big time staple in my house, guys. I'm not going to lie. And then we'll get into like some of the in-between. So the in-between, I know technically tomatoes are a fruit, but a lot of us consider them a vegetable. Tomatoes, I slice these up. I put them on a piece of bread with some avocado. And the way I'm doing my avocado currently is because once again, guys, Storm, they had these avocado mashes. So I used the avocado mashes to spread across my bread. And just so you guys know that this is only 90 calories for the entire cup. So for 90 calories, you do get 1 gram of protein, but it's not really about the protein here. These are the healthy fats, 8 grams of them. Put on with some little tomatoes, and that's like kind of a mid-afternoon kind of thing for me. I use my bread, I use a tomato, I slice it up, and then I use an avocado cup, and normally my wife and I, we kind of split one of these basically. And then in addition to that, guys, you guys already know some of the fruits that I use here, but one of the things I didn't mention in the last video, or I didn't show you at least, is I do love to use these frozen fruits. So this right here is an antioxidant fruit blend. I try to stick to like the berries. So like blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, things like that, guys, right? Blackberry. I try to stick to those, but I do also have like a banana blend in there that I'll use sometimes for like smoothies and stuff. So the banana blend is like a strawberry banana kind of mixed in there. But yeah, I think sometimes if they have like peaches or something, I might grab some peach if I want to make an ice cream. So I'll use the Fairlife to make that basis of my ice cream. I have it a Ninja Creamy in there, and then use your little fruit mix in here, and I got sugar alternatives in there, substitutes that are 0 calories that I use. So yeah, the things I already told you about, guys, in the last video. I told you these are always in my house, man. Bananas, some form of citrus. So I have them like this. I have them like this, and we keep apples in our house. Fruit is something that I pretty much snack upon the entire day. I normally have 1 to 2 servings of fruit. Most of the time, I will put it on the side of my eggs. I'll do like a pepper and onion medley with those mixed veggies with the egg whites and the eggs. So 2 eggs, whole eggs, 3 servings of the egg whites. I'll add my 1 serving worth of cheese. And then I'll normally use like a banana, an orange, or an apple, guys. And it's kind of my breakfast. And then Sometimes if I need something to fuel the workout, guys, like I need a little extra kick. I need something that's going to be quick and into the body. Then I'll go grab a banana, an orange, an apple, whatever, and then boom, that fructose. I'm ready to go. I can rock and roll, right? But probably the thing most people came for, which is the snacks. All right, let's talk about the snacks, guys. Our daughter is partially tube fed, meaning she is fed through a G tube. It goes directly into her stomach, guys. So she gets some feeds like a regular child through her mouth, right? And she gets some feeds directly into the tube. When we are feeding her by mouth, you need to entice her. And one of the ways we like to entice her is with these here pudding packs, all right? These are zero sugar pudding packs, so you get about 70 calories for these. I will tell you this right now. These are danger zone for me, and I only eat these if I'm about to run upstairs and go to bed right after I eat this. Because if I eat these an hour or two ahead of my bedtime, I'm finna eat this whole thing, bro. It'll be 280 calories. I'm gonna eat all 4 of them. Quaker caramel rice. What do they call these? Rice crisps. These guys, right? 28 grams. You're gonna notice the 28 gram measure. It's a very common measurement for your snacks here. 28 grams or about 16 pieces is 110 calories. You can just eat the 110 calories. A lot of times I will double up on these, so it'll be 220 calories, guy. This is the stuff right here, guys. The Himalayan Gold Popcorn, the buttery flavored, for 3 cups, 28 grams, but 3 cups, think of the volume of this, guys, 120 calories. Most of the time I can get away with just a single serving of this, those 3 cups. However, even if I indulge myself and I have a second serving, so I have 6 cups of this, it's only 240 calories, guys, which for a snack, anything under 300 calories, I feel like you're doing something decent, right? Snack Factory Pretzel Crisp. You can get these from Costco, these huge bags. This is like 1 pound and 12 ounces. This is a massive bag. They are organic. I don't really care that they're organic, guys. What I care about is that they're a thin, crunchy pretzel snack. I love pretzels. Put these with some mustard. I mean, my wife likes to dip these with something like with hummus. You can use this with yogurt. You can dip them in yogurt. There's all kinds of different things you could use these for, guys. But the main point is for about 11 of these here bad boys, you get about 110 calories. Last but not least, I will take these peanut butter and jelly. And the way that I do this that is different from my childhood is when it comes to peanut butter, I now use PP Fit. I don't use the stuff that comes out of the cans anymore because I can control calories a lot better this way. So for 1 serving, which is 16 grams, it's 60 calories. For those 60 calories, you're getting 8 grams of protein. It's a pretty decent trade-off there. And then, because my eldest daughter will have a fit if we go with the, no sugars added version. We get the sugar added version of this, but strawberry jelly, I stick to a single serving. So 1 tablespoon, which is 20 grams. And then that 20 grams, you get about 50 calories. I'll admit 20 grams or 1 serving on bread, not that impressive. 20 grams or 1 serving over something like a rice cake, not that bad, guys. It gives you a nice little bit of sweetness with each bite. Not that bad at all. Easy to stick to. And I spread it out over 2 rice cakes normally. There's 20 grams. On that subject, when I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, so sometimes I make like tomato and avocado, kind of like toast. Sometimes I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sometimes I might get the fat-free cheese, and I'll do like a grilled cheese sandwich for lunches, guys. Looking at this, 110 calories per slice of bread. So for 2 pieces of this bad boy to make a sandwich, you're looking at 220 calories. That is quite the calorie bomb for just bread. Bread is kind of like that, guys. But this is how I measure my bread, and this is what I look for. I want to make sure that my bread has 3 to 5 grams of fiber in it, right? I'm looking for things that are going to help me with, satiety. I want it to satiate me when I get done eating it. This has 3 grams of fiber in it, guys, and it has 4 grams of protein in it. So I would never say that it's a good exchange for 110 calories for 4 grams of protein, but when it comes to bread, the 4 grams of protein on top of the 3 grams of fiber, I do try to look for those kind of numbers. And there are other breads, by the way, where you can get better numbers than this. You can get 4 or 5 grams of fiber. You can get 5 grams of protein, like Dave's Killer Bread. They got a couple of versions that are really good in terms of that. Finishing off some snacks here, guys. 0-calorie drinks, guys. I had a big soda problem once upon a time. It led me into basically being a type 2 diabetic. I mean, I can't officially confirm that. I'm just going to tell you from my own viewpoints about studying what I was doing in the past. I think it was definitely the sodas that made me a type 2 diabetic, but I have since conquered that. This is one of the ways I conquer this. I only really drink these in the afternoon, guys. I don't like to drink these in the morning. But 0 calories for an entire can. This A&W Zero Sugar Root Beer, freaking fire, guys. Our oldest daughter, she likes the Sprite Zero Sugars. She takes these normally with her to school. Boom, those are ready. And then my wife, myself too, and my daughter, we're all pretty big fans of the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. When I say my daughter, we are talking about my oldest one that is not G-tube fed. Guys, we don't feed our daughter that's G-tube fed Dr. Pepper or A&W or Sprite. Just, just in case that needs to be stated. And last but not least, probably one of the main things that I like to go to videos to see. That's why I'm saving this, like following up the snacks, because I know it's either snacks for me or, I do want to see people's lean meat sources, but also seasonings are a big one for me. Sauces and seasonings. So for me, 0-calorie mustard, staple. 0-calorie hot sauce, staple. Okay. Little sriracha for my rice, staple. This one I picked up from another YouTuber. This is that Melinda's Black Truffle Hot Sauce. Ooh-wee, if you want something in place of ketchup on your eggs, this is fire, bro. And then, last but not least, you can't forget the sugar-free G. Hughes's. This is just some basic standard honey-flavored barbecue sauce, 10 calories for a serving, guys. I probably use about 2 servings on a piece of chicken or a piece of pork, to be quite honest. But with that said, G. Hughes is the man. G. Hughes is a staple for anyone who's seriously trying to diet down. And we even have like an orange kind of like citrus sauce in there that we use for some of the stuff in here. Man, it's awesome. I mean, G. Hughes he's the man, guys. All right, y'all. I'm curious. I showed you my kitchen. I showed you what I'm using to try to diet myself down. I'm curious, what are some of the things that you do that I don't have out here? Because like anyone, I watch these videos as well to get ideas. And if I can pull from a community of people to get ideas, I will steal your ideas. Don't worry. So what do you guys use for, in particular, like snacks, your lean meats? I mean, what is your work around the seasonings, man? I'm always looking for seasonings, right? Things like that. I'm interested, guys. Tell me what it is that you use personally. And with that said, guys, I appreciate y'all spending some time with me talking about groceries on this fine day. But with that said, guys, I'm getting out of here. Peace. I'm out.